Our next guests are the talented women behind the critically acclaimed Aretha Franklin biopic movie. It's called What Else? Respect. She's an Oscar winner. She's a...
Hello, today I present to you an extremely attractive application for music lovers. It's completely free. You can listen to music online or download unlimited music to use whenever you don't have internet. The powerful search function helps you find anything you want. Trust me. It's hard not to find what you're looking for because the search function is really powerful. Application download link is attached in the description of the video. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Thanks.
Grammy winner. She's a badass. She is Jennifer Hudson. She plays Aretha Franklin. She's also an executive producer on the film. Drop the microphone. She was handpicked for this part by the Queen of Soul herself before she died in 2018. Respect tells the story behind Aretha Franklin's greatest hits and the legacy that she left behind. Now, Jennifer performed Aretha's songs live for the film, including her iconic performance at Madison Square Garden in 1968. Here's a look.
What you want, baby, I got. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for the respect. Come on, hey, baby, bring it on. Just a little bit, just a little bit. I ain't gonna do you wrong, why you know? I ain't gonna do you wrong, so I don't wanna. But all I'm asking is for the respect. Come on, hey, baby.
I said, does she sound good? We're joined now by Jennifer Hudson and the film's director. That's Liesl Tommy. This is Liesl's, by the way, her first movie film. So go you, Liesl Tommy. Jennifer, let's start with you. Listen, I've been following you, been smitten with you since American Idol. Since back, that's how long that I've been following Jennifer Hudson. But I think it's interesting the choice I've heard you say that you made about singing Aretha's. You said, I wasn't going to imitate Aretha. I was going to be me. How did you do that? What was your process in nailing it that way?
I think it came down to, because that was one of the main things that I sat with, like, okay, how am I supposed to approach this vocally?
Yeah.
But it ended up being, at least in my mind, allowing her musical influence that she's had on me to come through while using her approaches, her technique, where she sings from, like Tom Jones, the dialect coach said, she sings from the top of her head. And I said, well, where do I sing from? He's like, well, you sing from your feet. You know, and I'm like, okay, now what does that mean? You know, so blending those worlds together. And then I feel like I come through the most when the emotions kick in.
Yeah.
Because I needed to be like, okay, that's where I need to come in to be able to emote the emotion and to help tell the story.
This is a casting move that, in my view, has always made just too much sense. The first time I ever saw you sing, I was like, if anyone can play Aretha, it's Jennifer.
Yeah.
But it's got to come with a lot of intimidation in some ways.
Yes, definitely. Like, it's exciting. And it also was my dream to play her as well. But then it's like, okay, this is exciting, but then it's the scariest thing. It's the Queen of Soul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's someone we all treasure and love. You know, at least for all of us, we were like, okay, we know what we're dealing with.
You sang an Aretha Franklin song in American Idol.
That was my audition song.
That was her introduction to America.
Right? Yeah.
And Liesl, your first movie is Aretha Franklin's life.
Wow.
I know. I mean, there were definitely times when I woke up in the middle of the night and I said to myself, what the heck are you thinking?
Yeah.
But you
knew you could do it, Liesl.
From the moment I got the call that they were interested, I knew what the film should be. I knew what it should look like. I knew the music. I knew what time period it should be. And I just told them, when it was supposed to be just a casual chat. And I was like, no, this is what it is.
You said
I was
you have
so
ideas.
prepared.
So, Liesl, one of Aretha Franklin's biographers said that denial was a strategy for her to survive emotionally. But denial is not a good strategy for storytelling. So how did you decide what of her life, which was a difficult and complicated life, what to leave in and what to leave out?
Well, I wanted to focus the film on the time before she became the Aretha Franklin we all know. The birth of a diva, kind of like a superhero, creation film, because that's how I viewed her, like she was a superhero. And so the things, the struggles, the traumas of her childhood created who she was as an adult. And I wanted us to see what all goes into making somebody like Aretha Franklin.
Yeah. Jennifer, I've heard you say that you probably couldn't have played this role if you hadn't gone through, talking about traumas, if you hadn't gone through some of the experience and traumas that you've had. How did that help you in playing this role?
By, in being in the middle of scenes and realizing it in that moment, like, wow, I feel as though she saw so much more in me where we kind of paralleled than I did, you know? And it wasn't until I was literally in the middle of certain scenes where I'm like, wow, especially the scene when her mother comes to her.
Yes.
At times I'm like, it's like it felt real to me.
I know, I thought about you and your mother. I remember your mom and how proud she was of you. I was wondering when you were playing that scene.
Yeah, that was really close to home.
Did that.
You talked about Aretha's influence. You're both singers that came out of the church.
Yes, sir.
What was Aretha's influence on you?
Oh my God, even there, like I didn't realize even to the film how much of an impact she was in my life, unconsciously so, until doing research for the film and searching deeper in her music, say, for example, like Amazing Grace or even Precious Memories. All the hymns I grew up singing in church was structured by her Amazing Grace album that I didn't realize until I'm like, wait a minute. So we got that from Aretha? You know, so I was always up under it, unconsciously so.
And you became friends. You guys became friends and had a relationship with each other. What did you talk about with her?
We would talk weekly. And again, I always say, I feel like she taught me more about life while teaching me about her life. But I didn't realize how much she was speaking from experience.
Yeah.
Until while we were in the middle of, you know, creating the film. We did talk about my baby a lot.
Yeah.
Because she was a cook and she loved eating. The last time I spoke to her was August 8th.
Oh, sure.
Right before, and I was like, she called me? Like, wow.
Yeah.
And on that call, she sang.
She sang?
She did.
What did she
sang
sing?
Isley Brothers. I can't remember the song. And she said, that's the Isley Brothers, Jennifer. I said, yes, ma'am, I know. And then she had told me what she had eaten, and it was as if she could taste it right there on the phone.
Yeah.
And then she asked about little David because he loves to cook.
Yeah.
And
He does?
He can cook.
Oh,
honey.
that's good.
I'm gonna have to make you a cake.
Oh, I would like it.
Okay. Yeah.
Icing is my happy place. Liesl, I've heard you say that you wanted the Queen of Soul, that you approach it with the Queen of Soul, that you wanted that to have a particular meaning.
Yeah,
What did you mean?
when I was thinking about the script with Tracy Scott Wilson, the writer, I thought to myself, what does the Queen of Soul mean? What is soul, and what does it mean to be the queen of it? And how does that impact our storytelling? You know, and so I really analyzed that, and what I kind of came to understand is, you know, that's why when I pitched my idea for the film, it should begin in the church and end in the church, and that the Amazing Grace album, the album that she was so successful with,
That was her best-selling, I think.
should
Yes.
be like
It was.
our triumphant moment in the film, because it's when she kind of came back to her roots.
Yeah.
And I always think that that's such a compelling journey, you know, for somebody to begin somewhere, get drawn away, and then find their
Well,
heart
that's such an
again.
interesting part of Aretha's story because she came up through the church, and a lot of at that time singers weren't leaving gospel. That was considered, you didn't go to pop. You know, Sam Cooke kind of broke the mold there,
Right, he
and
did.
she kind of followed him.
Yes, exactly. And there were definitely people in their circle that, you know, had questions about her deciding to leave, you know, gospel. But as she would say, she never left gospel. She never left the church. It was inside of her even when she was making her pop and R&B albums.
Yeah.
Always.
Jennifer, they're already talking Oscar buzz for you. Don't be scared, but they're already talking about the Oscar buzz.
Aretha was talking Oscar buzz right away. You better win an Oscar for this.
That's the very
Better
first
win
thing
an
she said. I said, oh, Lord. Okay.
And in New York, we can see you Saturday. You're on stage at Central Park.
I am. I
Yes.
can't wait. I'm super excited to perform for audience. But first, I get to do Apollo. So come on out and see that as well.
Thursday night.
Great.
Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Yes.
All right, Jennifer Hudson, Liesl, congratulations
Yeah.
to you both. Thank
Thank
you.
All the
you.
best.
It's a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to be here.
Thank you.
Respect is coming out in theaters right now. Go to where you like to go and wear your mask.